Hi, today I'm going to show you how to use the endo function in an A-dec 500 delivery system. So the first thing we'll do is select our micromotor from the delivery system, and the screen will now show us the settings at which this micromotor was last used. So in this situation it is 360,000 RPM in a standard motor setting with both air and water coolant on, which you can see in the left hand side. So to get into endo mode, we press the E here for endo, and this now gives us our endo menu, and we need to use this plus or minus here to take us into the menu, and then you'll see the area here highlighted, and then we use the chair position buttons to actually navigate around this menu. So when you're setting up for endo mode, the first thing you want to do is actually tell it what type of handpiece you're using. So in this situation it is an 8:1 handpiece. I can use this plus and minus here to adjust that. So let's stick there with a 6:1 handpiece. Really important that we do this bit first, because this means we'll get an accurate reading for the torque and the speed settings above. Now what's just happened now is, because I haven't made any adjustments for a few seconds, it has timed me out of this menu. So what I need to do now is press plus or minus key, and that will take me back into this menu, and again I can adjust around with these chair positions. So the first thing that I can adjust here is the scale at which we're measuring torque. So we can have gram centimetres of torque or Newton centimetres of torque. Most file systems seem to be measuring in Newton centimetres of torque, so I'm going to leave that there as it is. And then we can actually adjust this torque setting. So let's say we want 1.2 Newton centimetres of torque, and then I can go up to the speed setting at the top, which is measured in RPM, and let's say we wanted that at 500 RPM. So what we have here is the file moving at 500 RPM, looking for a maximum torque of 1.2 Newton centimetres of torque, and that's with a 6:1 speed reducing handpiece. The next thing I'm going to talk about is auto forward, auto reverse, which is in the bottom right hand corner here. So again, press a plus or minus, which will get me back into this menu. Use the chair position keys to move me down and then across to this section here. And I've got three options here. I've got normal, auto reverse and auto forward. So in normal mode, where we just have this square, you're going to get a warning beep as the file approaches 1.2 Newton centimetres of torque. As it hits 1.2 Newton centimetres of torque, you will then get two beeps, and then the file will stop. What most people will tend to do is use either the auto forward or auto reverse function. So if I go back into the menu again with a plus or minus, use the chair position arrows to move myself back down and then across here. If I adjust this again, we'll now have an arrow pointing backwards. This means I'm in the auto reverse mode. So now you will get a warning beep as the file approaches 1.2 Newton centimetres of torque. It will then beep twice when it hits 1.2 Newton centimetres of torque, and it will then stop and automatically reverse out. And then the final mode will be auto forward. So again, I'll click myself into the menu, move down with the chair arrows and then across, and then use my plus and minus to adjust. So now I've got an arrow backwards and forward, and what will happen in this mode is you'll get a warning beep as you approach 1.2 Newton centimetres of torque. As you hit 1.2 Newton centimetres of torque, you will then get two beeps. The file will stop, start to reverse, and then it will start automatically moving forward again for you. So that is the auto forward mode. And there's two other adjustments that we can make in here. So again, if we go into the menu using the plus and minus and use the chair up and down keys to navigate through and across. If you've got optics within your motor, you can turn this on or off with this light bulb icon here. And then just above this speaker icon, you can actually turn the beep off if you don't want that. Most people will tend to leave that on. You can program these endo settings in exactly the same way as you can with the standard motor settings. On the 500, you've got these four memories here. So let's say this was a memory setting that I wanted to use quite regularly. I could press P for program, M1 for memory 1, and now every time I press memory 1 in endo mode, I will be given this configuration of a 6:1 handpiece, file speed of 500 RPM to a maximum of 1.2 Newton centimetres of torque. I hope that's been useful. If you've got any questions at all, or if you would like me to visit your practice and run through any of the functions of your A-dec equipment, please don't hesitate to get in touch. Thank you.